children.
Paul Goldsmith.
Mr. Speaker, it's my pleasure to take a short call in favour of this bill. And I haven't been fortunate enough to be a member of the Select Committee dealing with this bill, but naturally have a great interest in its subject. And I was shocked when reading the details here that apparently as the kids get older they become more expensive. And as a father of 4 relatively young kids, I think I'm ruined. I can't believe they could be more expensive than they are at the moment, but apparently it gets worse, and so that is very sobering reading. What is it to be a good citizen in this country? I think the starting point surely must be looking after yourself and your family. And that's the starting point of what it is to be a good citizen, and it's not optional, it's fundamental, and it's a right that is appropriately asserted in legislation. And not everybody will be able to do it, but most can and most should. And that's what fundamentally we are all about as a civil society. Now, we've heard a lot about child poverty in relation to this bill. I read the Children's Commissioner's Expert Advisory Group on Solutions to Child Poverty report over the summer, and it was interesting to note that it made it clear that the group of children suffering the highest rates of poverty were those who live with an unemployed sole parent. But nowhere do we have the question asked, that fundamental question: is the welfare state that we've inherited generating more or fewer sole parent households, and if so, is there anything we can do about it? And I think that is the broader question that we need to be dealing with, but it's not one that's particularly dealt with by this piece of legislation, which I want to draw a little bit more attention on, and that is the question of how we deal with those situations where parents are not able to agree on an arrangement for the care and maintenance of their children. And in those cases, it is appropriate for the state to step in and set a basic set of ground rules, which we are reviewing after 21 years. And it makes eminent sense to me that we should be recognising the fact that fathers on the whole tend to be having more involvement in the interests in the raising of their children, which is a magnificent thing, and I think it's clearly in the interests of children to have a good, strong relationship with both of their parents where at all possible. And that in reality does need to lead to having some recognition of that in the regular shared care arrangements. And this bill, by lifting reducing the starting point to two days a week looking after children, I think reflects the changes of the times, and I support this bill on account of that. Thank you.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes in favour. Hang on, just a moment. Sorry, 34 votes opposed.
Organised.
Green Party.
14 opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
3 votes opposed.
Mana.
1 opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan.
The ayes are 68, the noes are 52. The motion is agreed to.
Child Support Amendment Bill, second reading.
This bill is set down for committee stage next sitting day, and we call now on Government Order of the Day number 2.
Corrections Amendment Bill, third reading.
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr Speaker, I move